It is Sunday, and you know what that means. Coming off another Buccaneers victory, the Lightning 1 win away from the Stanley Cup. The Rays are about to start the NBA. Oh, my bad. The MLB playoff.
He said NBA.
I was getting tired for a second.
And hey, there's a presidential debate this week.
Can't wait.
I am B Love here with the Chief. We got the Pooh Bear. Buckle up, strap in. This is the main event. It is a good day to
my
be
gosh.
in Tampa Bay.
Man,
I got time breaks, and we have a cold front coming this week.
it feels great. It's raining here on the patio right now. So if you hear some audio interruptions via the rain, not much we can do about that. I apologize.
So listen, we are.
By cold front, you mean like 82 degrees?
Yes.
Okay, just to clarify the cold
It's
front.
going
All
to
right.
get a little bit cooler.
Right, okay.
Not hot, but we are on location here at the Pooh Bears, and we
Pooh
just
Bear's
got
patio.
Pooh Bears patio. We just got done watching the 2-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers
Yes,
take it to the Denver Broncos.
Hey, not an easy win for the Bucs. They never travel well on the West Coast. They never play well in Denver. The altitude, we're here at like 3 feet above sea level.
Yeah.
It's a real deal to go to Denver and play at 5,000 feet. And I was watching them on the sidelines to see how much O's they were going to be sucking down. And I'm going to tell you, I was impressed. This is a team that played hard, that was in shape, and I never really saw them, hitting it.
Yeah, listen. I go ahead, Pooh Bear.
Well, the first half, they definitely seemed like a team, meant for destiny. But the second half was a little bit different story, at least for the offense. Defense came alive in the second half.
And speaking of those O's, do you see now that they have like these little aluminum cans
Oh, I bought
that
them.
they suck on?
You bought some?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
man.
I was in Winter Park, Colorado, elevation like 9,000 feet last January, not this past January, but 2019. And I'm going to tell you, I got the altitude sickness, wasn't feeling great.
Wow.
And I think those cans are like $20 a piece. And I'm going to tell you, it's money well spent.
Yeah,
really.
And honestly, I didn't really feel, a great difference to it. I don't know. Maybe it's that psychology involved. I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
But I was sucking it down.
Yeah. So, man, I mean, that's the tale of two halves again, I think, in the Buccaneers game. And we can spend a couple of minutes here breaking down, and on all angles. First of all, the offense looked amazing in the first half.
Hey, Tom Brady threw for almost 300 yards, 297 yards, 3 touchdowns, started on my fantasy team, and I'm still going to lose this week.
Yeah, the offense definitely looked great. They finally got the ball to Gronk a couple of times.
Oh, yeah.
Almost
I think-
intentional.
Yeah, I think, we talked a little bit during the game today about how one of the challenges I think this team has offensively is there is a lot of weapons, and how do you spread the ball around to all of these guys? I mean, there's 8 guys who are expecting to get 10 touches a game.
Right, yeah. I think, well, like I said, it's kind of like a battleship. And, you got to be the commander of that battleship, and you got to use the right weapon at the right time or for the right mission. And they did it today. We saw all the receivers involved. We saw multiple tight ends catch the ball. We saw multiple receivers catching balls.
Yep.
We saw running backs, running the ball. Maybe a few too many on first down. I'm not exactly sure, but I know this guy.
There was some discussion about that earlier.
But we saw running backs catching the ball. I mean, it was fun to watch. And I get the troubles for an offensive coordinator trying to get the ball to everybody. But as a defensive coordinator, you don't know who to key on. You can't.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't key on everybody.
Yeah. And
TSG's checking in, by the way.
hey,
TSG.
welcome, TSG.
TSG.
Yeah, I think the other thing, we had another casualty, though, on the offensive side of the ball. Last week, Godwin didn't play.
Yeah.
We talked about last week without Godwin in the lineup, we felt like it did kind of open up the passing game a little bit, because you're not, like you said, you don't have all these guys. Hey, every time they get on the sideline, hey, Brady, I'm open, man.
Yeah,
hey,
right.
TB12, I'm open. But we don't know the extent of his injury yet, but he didn't finish the game. And, I mean, I think it's one of those things, like, we got so many weapons. If the guy's hurt, maybe you sit him down for a game or two and let the guy get healthy because you don't know what the rest of the season is going to bring.
Well, we also saw an example of the potential depth they have with after Godwin went out, the backup receiver they brought in was targeted a couple times and did not look so great.
No, Johnson.
There you go.
Did miss a couple.
Yeah.
Hey, bright spot, defense.
Woo!
This defense.
Dude, 6 sacks, 2 interceptions.
And a safety.
And a safety.
Yeah. Hurries. Knocked the balls got tipped.
Yes.
The ones that
A block punt by the special teams.
Oh,
Yeah,
right out of the
special
gate.
teams.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Overall, a great game for the Bucs. And I would say, I don't know what the final score would be in 20-35 or 25-10 or what was it?
Yeah, we went live right before.
Yeah, we didn't really catch the exact end of the game because
We did see the victory
it
formation.
was in a hand. Okay. So, I really thought that we would see this team score 35, 40 points a game. We're 3 games in and we haven't seen that yet.
Right.
We're still seeing too many penalties.
Yep.
Penalties are drive killers. And so we had 9 penalties today for 71 yards. That hurts. That
Well,
really hurts.
there was a one where Jensen was targeted or penalized twice on the same play for holding.
Yeah, that's
How's that happen? There's one in each hand.
He held one guy and pancaked another. That pancake lasted a little too long, I believe.
Hey, if you can hold 2 guys on one play, you're going to be okay.
Listen,
You're going to be okay.
The most frustrating part, if I can say there was frustrating parts, in the first half, on that 4th and 1, we took a timeout. And as you said, like the defense was clearly on their heels on that 4th and 1.
Yes.
They did a long count, trying to get them off sides, and then they take a timeout. Understandably so. All right. I understand that situation. Maybe Tom didn't see something he wanted to see, whatever it is. You take a timeout because you definitely want to convert there. And then they decide to challenge the spot on the ball.
Yeah.
And that turned into a 2 timeout.
We may have a
Didn't run the
procrastinator amongst us. And for those of you that don't understand what
Hold on. Big word of the day.
prognosticator, I mispronounced it and screwed it up. Prognosticator. Courtney chimed in. I believe she chimed in last week with a prediction for the score and was, if she wasn't dead right, she was darn close.
Yeah.
So well done, Courtney.
Yeah. So who do we got next week?
The Chargers here.
The first game that the home team fans will get an opportunity to see Tom Brady live.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. I know that you and I are going to try to make that game.
Yeah. Maybe do a little vlog.
The Chief is not going to be in town. So B-Love and myself are going to attempt to make the game. There's single game tickets are not on sale currently.
How many fans are they going to let in the stadium, Pooh Bear?
I do not remember what the number was. They did announce a number. I just don't know what the number was. It was a percentage, I believe, of the total occupancy, which is around 70,000. So I would venture to say there's probably somewhere around 10,000 fans going to be allowed in.
Okay.
If it was, if going by the 7, I think it's 7%.
Listen, I'm going to tell you, I think it's going to be hard to get tickets. I think obviously those who have season tickets are going to get first dibs.
Correct.
And then, right now, obviously, we're coming off a 2-1 start. Everybody's feeling great. Everybody's feeling love for TB12. I think it's going to be hard. I don't think we're going to be sitting in the suite any this year.
No. No. The suite is going to be first come, first serve, and there's going to be a lot of first coming.
Yeah. So, any other football news today?
The Falcons blew it again.
Wow.
Atlanta fan, how are you feeling today?
I can't wait to play the Falcons.
Oh my God. Twice.
Yeah. 6 minutes to go, 16-point lead. I mean, you've got like a 99% chance of winning.
Listen, I imagine it was a great comeback by the Bears, but
well, you were exercising.
We have photographic evidence. Abila fell asleep, took a little nap during the Falcons and Bears game on the couch. So we have photographic evidence we'll have to share on the Facebook page later on.
Any day that you can get a nap in, what's wrong with that?
That's not a bad day.
Courtney says the final score was 20-10. What was your prediction, Courtney? I know you gave us a prediction last week in the comment section. Be honest and tell us what that prediction was. I think it was really close to what you said.
Yeah, I think it was like 24-10 or something like that.
The important thing is we covered the point spread.
Yeah.
Okay.
The important thing is we've got a W.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're right. Okay.
The important thing is we got
As
a W.
Jameis would say, we're eating
We're
W's
eating them.
tonight.
We're eating them.
Or the Bucs are eating
Yeah.
W's.
How about not necessarily on the field news, but Pooh Bear, you shared with me this week that Joe Montana had an interesting week.
Joe Montana had an interesting last night. Apparently, Joe and his family are staying in a Malibu home. I don't know if it's a vacation. This is all coming from TMZ. But the report is that
TMZ.
someone broke into their home they were staying in Malibu and tried to physically kidnap one of his grandchildren,
What?
took the child away from another person in the home, and Joe and his wife, Jennifer, had to fight off this person and get the child back. Absolutely scary situation.
Dude, that's crazy.
It is what this world
What's
is.
crazy is that happens in Malibu.
Yeah.
Right, right.
I feel like Joe Montana stays he doesn't stay at like a VRBO in Malibu. I think
Correct.
he's staying in, like a
He's at like
a
Justin
gated-
Timberlake's house.
He might have some connection.
yeah.
You think Joe might know some people out in California?
There's some people.
Listen, I'm up here in San Francisco. I'm planning on coming down to Malibu for a couple of days. J-Lo, can I stay at your place? I'm sure this was a hookup. Maybe one of the
I'm
Kardashians.
not sure Joe Montana and J-Lo are in the same circles.
You know what I mean? I was just trying
I
to
got
think
you.
of the largest celebrity I could think of that lives in California. They're all leaving California right now.
Okay.
California
But-
state tax, not fun.
I wouldn't stay there.
It's not like those studios are open right now either. Anyway,
No. So, but yeah, it's just a terrible, scary story for the Montana family. Fortunately, it sounds like it worked out. They've got the child. The child was not kidnapped. I don't know if it was a boy or girl. I don't know if it was. It said grandchild, so I'm assuming one of his children were over as well. So just a terrible, scary
Yeah.
situation.
any other exciting stuff or
Well, the Cowboys are about to come back and beat the Seahawks right here on the television.
about 2 weeks in a row for them?
Yeah, massive comebacks.
That's a big win
I
for them
can't
against
see
Seattle.
it.
That's a big.
There's a
That's a
person.
big
There you
win
go.
for. I mean, anytime you can beat Seattle,
right now, honestly, Seattle and New Orleans look to be the two best teams in the
Yeah.
NFC.
Yeah.
And if the Cowboys could go into Seattle, to Washington today, and beat them on a comeback,
I think Seattle, Dallas is 1-1, right?
they are.
They're
They're about to be 2-1.
that's what
Yeah.
the graphic says right there.
They're about
Once
to-
again, I'd like to.
This is
Okay.
listen. This is not our preferred setup.
It's-
We were out here enjoying some Dominican products.
Yeah.
Some of us were.
All right. So listen, the main event has an apology.
Oh, really?
The main event has an apology to make. You see, last night the Lightning
Oh,
were in a tough game that would have been the clincher for the Stanley Cup, right?
Yeah.
it's our fault.
Double overtime game. I failed to stay awake.
I didn't. I try. I gave it a good go, but
I didn't fail to stay awake. I intentionally went to sleep.
Okay.
I was beat.
How long did you make it? Where'd you make it?
I fell asleep at like the very beginning of the second overtime.
Oh, so you almost made it.
I
You
almost made it.
I fell asleep in the intermission between the third period and the first overtime.
I watched the first overtime, and I can't do it anymore. It was I think it was midnight at that point.
Yeah, it was getting late.
I wanted to stay up and celebrate, so I set my phone on alerts so that no matter the outcome, I would at least get alerted and wake up, find out. Of course, in the Lightning won, I'd wake up and celebrate. But Katy Perry came through and scored a goal.
Katy Perry.
So listen, the
Corey
main
Perry.
event, we apologize.
It's on
that,
us.
You know, the Lightning cannot win a Stanley Cup without the main event viewing it. So the commitment that we're making is tomorrow night. We will be
No
there till the
sleepy.
end. And we will bring Lord Stanley back to Tampa.
No sleepy until Braden Point is hoisting that cup over his head.
Well, what about Stamkos? He's the captain.
Is Stamkos going to play tomorrow?
Stamkos,
No.
He'll be in the building. I don't think he's not going to be on the bench. He's been officially
He's been
ruled out
officially
for
ruled
the
out for
rest
the
of the season, which at this point.
But I mean,
is
certainly as the
maximum
captain, if
for
he
him.
can get out there, he's going to hoist that cup.
Seattle just
Oh,
took the
he's
lead.
absolutely going to. So what are the Bucs? What do the Lightning need to do tomorrow that they did not do last night?
Listen, I thought they played a pretty decent game. Now, I'm not, as well versed in hockey as I am some other sports, but I'll tell you, I watched that first overtime. How a goal did not find the back of the net in that first overtime
There was a
period.
fury.
I mean, they even
Of
dinged one off the
shots.
crossbar.
Yeah.
They did a couple off the crossbar yesterday.
How a puck didn't find the back of the net was just alarming to me. And when you looked at, so they went up by the goal with about 15 minutes left in the third period.
Yep.
Obviously, the way that they played the game changed a little bit there. And they had led Dallas in shots on goal the entire game.
Right.
I mean, I felt like we spent the majority of the time in our zone. But Dallas, you talk about the Lightning having a flurry of shots on goal in the first overtime. Dallas did in the third period, and one did find the back of the net.
Yeah.
Well,
if you're going to allow Corey Perry to camp out in front of the net without paying a price, look, that guy is a quality player. He's going to do it.
Former MVP.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't let anybody stand in front of the net. You've got to either at least get a stick under their stick to where they can't get an accurate shot, or put them on their butt.
Yeah, you get a guy gets in the crease, you knock him on his tail. Yeah.
So I think from what I saw, there was a lot of tired legs last night after the long game on Friday. And remember, this Lightning team has played more hockey than any other team at this point in the season. With all the overtime games they played in the playoffs, they have played more minutes. They've been running a different formation. They've been playing a lot of 11 forwards with 7 defensemen, which is tough on the forwards because they're pulling more shifts. So they've got 3 chances to win one game.
2. They got 2 left. 2. They got 2 chances left.
Correct. We're going to game 6. Sorry. Correct.
Take my socks off here and do the math. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back.
They have 2 more games to win one. Game 7 would not be ideal. Game 7s are never.
No, that's that toss-up. That's a toss-up game.
So, but
I think you come into this game. I don't know. Obviously they probably feel like they should have clinched that thing out last night. They should have finished it, and they're probably looking back on it this morning, the same way we are. Like, here are the missed opportunities that we had.
Right.
I thought they clearly played better than Dallas last night.
Yep.
In that game to lose it. And so, you look at both sides of this, you could say Dallas comes out feeling like they stole some momentum because the Lightning clearly had the momentum going into that game.
Yes.
No cooler thing happened last week than Stamkos scoring on that third shift.
Wow. I had goosebumps.
Yes,
Just seeing him on the bench, I was like, look at this. The captain is on the bench.
And then the way that bench erupted when he scored a goal.
Oh, yeah.
I thought to myself, what if that had been a home game?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
With and game 3, no, that was not. It would not have been a home game if the series was being
don't
played.
Ruin my fantasy.
I know. No, I'm just saying, being played in front of fans, just the way it worked out. That was game 3. That would have been Dallas's game at home. But the fact is, you're right. If that had been fans in the building, wow.
Yeah.
I think even the Dallas fans would have cheered because knowing the troubles he's had getting back on the ice. With the 2 injuries that he had, and he's often injured. He's been out. I think he hasn't completed a season in a long time, start to finish. So, and he's going to make a major announcement when the series is over. Hopefully, that announcement is not I'm done playing.
But you got to figure. I think he played 5 shifts in that game. He scored on his 3rd one. I can't think of a more meaningful 5 shifts in a hockey game ever.
Well, he's not the only one who scored in that game. Remember, we had Hedman scored, Gord scored, Killers. I mean, there were guys out there. Everybody was. I don't want to say participating. Everybody's participating, but whatever it is, they had it that game, and they need to find it for Game 6.
I think they will. It's a case of keep doing what you're doing, and you're going to win. That's pretty much from what I see. I'm having to plug this thing in. It's about to die. So I don't think they're concerned. There's nothing in their game right now that is concerning, saying, hey, if we don't play better defense, we're going to lose this series. That's not happening. If we don't score more goals, have more aggressive offense, we're not going to win the series. That's not the case. Right now they're playing – I think they're outplaying the Stars, honestly, in almost every game. Yeah. The first game they did not outplay the Stars. The Stars definitely were a better team. But in every game since, they have definitely been – the Lightning has been the better team. And I think that's going to show tomorrow night, and I think this is going to be a done deal. Yeah, we'll have a parade here on Thursday.
Who's skipping work?
I can call in sick that
on
day.
Thursday. All right, I'm out. I'm in.
You don't work on Thursday, do you?
No. Not this Thursday.
Wow. Another prognostication from Courtney.
What she said.
You guys can't see this, but says the Bucs will play the Chargers next week.
Yes.
The spread favors the Bucs by 5 points. I'm predicting a Bucs win, but a much closer game than 5 points. 33-30 next week is her pick.
Wow, she's going with a lot of scoring.
Take the points and the over.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't who plays quarterback for the Chargers.
It's a rookie from Oregon. It's
That guy with the arm.
I saw him on Hard Knocks. Big blonde kid,
I
6'6".
I'm just curious. I wonder how well he picks up the blitz.
He's got a funny name.
Like Garoppolo.
No, funnier than that.
What's his name of?
Garoppolo out. Garoppolo's out.
Yeah, he's injured.
There he is.
Wait a minute here.
This
says
Tyrod
that their
Taylor.
quarterback,
Herbert.
Tyrod Taylor, expected to miss game.
Tyrod was injected by his own trainer
Yes.
in the lung.
Yes.
Punctured his
lung.
With what?
Well,
I
then
I didn't
know,
hear
I
this story.
suppose.
Yeah, but
Tyrod
what kind of
yes,
injection
I
are
read
you
about
giving
this
somebody in the chest?
No, so he took
don't
a
recall.
shot to the ribs in like week 1.
Okay.
And they were giving him an injection in week 2, essentially for the pain.
So like some sort of steroid injection.
This is gonna help.
probably.
This is gonna
to
get
keep the
you
inflammation
through the
down.
game. And the doctor punctured his lung.
Yeah.
We're talking minutes before the game starts.
So the rookie Justin Herbert comes on, and I think he played very well. I don't remember what if they won the game or not, but he should be their starting quarterback come next week, coming down to Tampa. Be interesting to see.
Yeah. So going
I
back,
just think it's crazy that he stuck somebody. I mean,
Deep enough.
It's not easy to puncture somebody's lung. I mean, you got to go through the skin, you got to go through the intercostal muscles that are there, then there's a pleural space, and then eventually you got to get to. I mean, you got to drive it
Yeah,
to get there.
maybe it was an epidural needle, and he was.
Epidural's way too short. Hit the lung.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just saw the one they gave my wife when one of my kids was born, and it was pretty big.
Oh wait, epidural. I'm thinking of something else. So I don't know.
Spinal tap. I don't know. But either way, that's what happened to him. It was the team doctor was giving him an injection and punctured his lung. Poor Tyrod.
Is he still a team doctor?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
Justin Herbert is the quarterback. for the
Justin
Chargers.
Herbert's the
Yeah.
quarterback for the Chargers.
Thanks, TSG.
I don't know. I think you bring the Bucs their first home game with fans here. So these people are going to be fired up.
Especially if the Lightning win.
Oh gosh.
But listen, by next Sunday, okay, this is a little bit of looking into the future, and I don't want to sound
It's a
like
lot of
it,
looking into the future.
I
but
know,
where we're going, so go ahead.
but it's just here we are, right? So
Right.
if the Lightning win, that means the parade's going to be this week. The Rays are going to play their first playoff series. They
Yes.
could be wrapped up by then.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
and then Tampa Bay and the Buccaneers come up for the first home game with
Tom and the
fans.
boys.
It could be crazy.
Tom
This
and the-
town, I mean,
Plus, they've been cooped up for 6
that's
months.
what I'm saying. There's a lot of
We're gonna have a spike in COVID next
eruption.
weekend.
Oh man, don't say that.
Yeah,
oh,
I think
man.
I don't know. I don't think the Chargers have a chance next week. I think that every week the Bucs are starting to look better offensively. I would like to see them finish games better the
Yes.
second half. We have not played well in the second half. I don't know why our game plan completely changes in the second half. You know, like this isn't Pee Wee League. There's nothing wrong with beating up on people.
No, because they're trying. They didn't quit trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if they get the chance, just like we saw,
Yeah.
you know, that they didn't. Dallas didn't quit last week against the Falcons,
Yep.
and again,
The Bears didn't.
Bears didn't
Bears
quit
didn't
against the
quit
Falcons
either.
either.
So the rule of
So-
thumb here is don't quit against the. Ask
Oh.
Tom not to quit.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, absolutely. Yes.
God,
Yes.
it might be
knows.
horrible to be an
Hey,
Atlanta.
Did y'all see the letter? Did y'all see the letter of resignation that the Atlanta fans? So
That was
this,
pretty good.
oh my gosh, you know his closing line was the best line. This can I just recap it real
Yes.
quick? Okay,
Please.
so this he claims to be like a lifelong Atlanta Falcons football fan. Writes a letter of resignation to the team, telling them basically, you know, I'm tired of this. You know, the only thing that you guys have given me, you know, are cheap tickets because the team's no good. You know, you get me up every year, you know, hype me up, and I'm in, and then the bottom falls out. So his closing line is, he goes, look, I fully expect you guys to respond to me and just let me know that the door's always open. But that's because you don't know how to close anything.
Ooh. And was he not proven right again today?
Again this
Oh
week.
my
Oh
gosh.
my gosh. Oh,
Yeah, you're right. I can't wait to play them.
Twice?
Yeah, we get them twice.
Twice.
Oh,
Man, yeah, I don't know. So so I don't know. I think that we've got some momentum next week. The Bucs do, obviously, and it looks like they'll be playing with a rookie quarterback again. And that defense. This is the first defense since the Super Bowl years that sending them out there, you're like, it's about to get naughty.
Yeah.
There's
a lot. They're swarming to the ball. There's a lot of every level has terrific skill position players, and you're even seeing people like Antoine Winfield Jr., a rookie,
man, that guy's
contribute. Seattle just picked it off. Dallas is done.
That guy's playing great.
You see rookies contributing where typically, a defensive back rookie doesn't come in and make that big of an impact.
Yeah.
But, he's just fitting right in with this group already.
You talk about another rookie contributing. It's a good thing when you don't hear Tristan Wirf's name called.
Yes.
Wow.
He actually was penalized today for a penalty he didn't commit.
He did not commit, right.
But our first-round draft pick, he's the guy hired to protect Tom Brady, essentially. And we're not hearing his name called a whole lot.
No, he's
doing
a great job.
In the second half, Tom did spend some time on his back a little bit.
He was sacked today more than I've seen him be sacked in a while.
Some of that I blame on Tom Brady, by the way. He was holding the ball longer than the NFL average, gives you to hold the ball.
There were definitely some covered sacks.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, but let me just go back to Winfield for just 1 second. Sure. And I want to say one of the things that I really like watching Winfield is the smile on his face. That guy is having a blast playing football.
Which is how that is good to see. That this system fits him. It's working.
Yeah.
People that are upset with their boss or upset with the scheme they're playing aren't going to be that happy unless that's just your nature. I mean, we saw Gerald McCoy do it for years. He was smiling, laughing, and helping people off the field every game.
That's because he only ever played half the time.
Well,
get full-time paycheck and halftime play.
So going back to the Lightning a little bit, and we were talking about Stamkos coming on in that game and scoring a goal. Hoover, you were saying earlier, it reminded you of a move that Joe Madden made a couple of years ago with the Rays.
Way back, I don't recall what year it was, maybe 2010. Rays were playing the Red Sox in the ALCS or maybe a divisional series. And Joe Madden had a gut feeling that Rocco Baldelli was going to do something dramatic.
And the guy hadn't played like basically all season.
Right. And he's a fan favorite. He's a team favorite. Baseball really doesn't have captains on their teams, but he would definitely have been the captain type. He had been battling a disease or injury recovery type of thing where he would become exhausted after playing just a little bit of ball. And Joe Madden said, you know what? I got a feeling I'm going to put him in tonight. And it was setting the stage for one of those dramatic hits or a home run. Think the Dodgers guy,
Kirk Gibson.
Mm-hmm. He was injured when he came and made that pinch hit. Rocco Baldelli, Joe Madden had a feeling about him. It did not pan out. Rocco laid an egg that night. I think he even left after 2 or 3 innings.
Well, I think that was it. He was done for the season, actually. They shut him down.
After that, and then he went on to coach. Now he's coaching the Twins. They're in the playoffs. He's doing a great job.
Yeah.
I mean, just a great story for
he's
Rocco.
A good dude. He's just a good dude. And you're right. He was a fan favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And we would have loved to see him be able to contribute a whole lot more because when he did, he was a great ball player.
Yeah. But the Stamkos move made me think of that, at least from a Tampa perspective.
Yeah, it makes you wonder just why'd they run him out there? I mean, the guy hadn't played since February.
Right.
They're in the Stanley Cup Finals. There's only like 6 games left in the season if it goes to a 7-game series. Like, you look at it from both sides. Did they run him out there to get everybody pumped up after a Game 1 loss?
I think they ran him out there. One of the reasons is to get his name on the cup. Well, if they were, because you can only get your name on the cup if you played, I think, in 41 games, which he hadn't done, or he had played in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Okay.
And so
I didn't know either of those facts.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he needed that to get his name on the cup. It didn't hurt anything else, as far as the getting the fans going, getting the team going, getting everybody excited about it. And then the guy went ahead and scored. I mean, which, just goes to show he absolutely deserved to be out there.
Yeah. And I mean, Poober, you were sharing earlier today that, going into before he went down hurt in February, him and Kucherov were leading the league in scoring. They were like number 1 and number 2.
I think they were the 2 league leaders in scoring. They were definitely the team leaders in scoring. And Stamkos is a powerful asset when he is healthy.
Man.
It is just that he has a problem staying healthy. It was bad luck. He slid into a goal one time and broke his leg, and that put him out for 40 or 50 games. I think he missed the playoffs that year. So it's just been a hard road for such a talented person.
You ever have those seasons where some teams you just have this feeling that the season is destiny, and there's certain things that happen that make you feel that way?
Yeah.
Another one, same game was that goal that I think it was Braden Point hit one out of midair.
Yes.
The puck comes over the net, and he basically hits it like a baseball,
which leads to how athletic and amazing these guys are, right? I'm just astounded. Nearly every game I watch, and I watch a lot of hockey, at least for the Lightning, and it's just every time they do a player will do something that I'm just like, listen, I'm nowhere close to being an athlete, but I just know that you just don't see humans do these things.
Was it Point
It's
last?
crazy.
It was either Point or Palat last night that had, I believe it was the Lightning's first goal, where he basically skated around the defenseman, across the face of the goaltender, and then it had a tap in.
That was Andre Palat with his
that
deke.
was ridiculous.
He deked the goaltender out, and it was just the skating part is one thing, right? I can't skate, but just to do that, now you've got a stick in your hands, so your balance is off. Then you've got to focus on a puck. Then you've got to focus on other players interfering with you, tapping you, bumping you, hip checking you. It just blows my mind how fit and athletic these
guys are. Yeah. So looking forward to tomorrow night's Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals. These guys, the main event guys, we promise we'll stay awake. Let's hope to God it doesn't go 3 or 4 overtime.
I'm taking a nap. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm getting a nap in, sometime tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll be ready.
What makes tomorrow different than any other day?
For the nap?
It just sounds better.
In regards to nap.
It just sounds better tomorrow.
It's with purpose. He's going to take a nap with a purpose.
Right, there you go. Well, hey, don't ruin my fantasy here or whatever you call it.
Yeah. Awesome. So there's another exciting event happening this week.
Go ahead and say it. I'm looking forward to this. I really am.
Tuesday night, the first presidential debate.
Yes.
Televised.
We should have done some research on this. So, is this a live event or is this via Zoom or how is this?
It's live. I don't know if how they're gonna conduct it. I know it's gonna be hosted by Fox.
Is it? I thought it was CBS.
Maybe it is. I just saw the moderator was Chris. Chief's looking it up now for us.
Well, first thing is, Trump is demanding that the vice president take a drug test before the debate, which I think is hilarious.
Does he think he's on PEDs?
Look, you tell me that he's not. You tell me he's not on Viagra. I mean, look, man, don't point the gun that shoots back. You know what I'm saying here?
I just don't know what he expects to find.
Every day, this guy says something that you're just like, I thought you said all the stupid stuff already.
If you say anything more stupid.
How does he come up with something new stupid every day?
Every time.
So look, this is going to be live. Okay. They're going to be on the same page. But they are gonna. This is gonna interfere with Trump's tactics. Okay, remember 4 years ago when he was trolling Hillary Clinton?
Gosh.
He was hilarious. I thought he's just wandering the stage, and she's like, what's he doing back there? Like he's gonna go back there and run some fingers behind her. But it was hilarious. But now with exactly. That was fun. But this time with the coronavirus, he's going to be required to keep. That social distancing. I wouldn't be surprised that they put some tape on the ground that we can't see and say, look, you got to stay in your box.
I can see that.
Yeah, but he'll go to the corner. He'll push it as far as he can.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yes.
Well, it's definitely going to be interesting to see Biden almost essentially be forced to think on his feet. I
don't think that's his strong suit.
Right now, it's not. Unfortunately,
no.
I don't want to see anyone suffer from what we think he's suffering from.
Like TMB. He's too many birthdays.
And Donald's younger?
You know, the president's
He
right
is
behind
young.
What,
him.
by 18 months?
Not much.
Younger.
Oh, man. Younger is younger.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, he is basically accusing the former vice president, of PEDs. I don't understand the call out. I really don't.
I don't either.
I honestly feel this
What
is just
kind
a
of drug
strategy.
does he think he's
It's just-
on that if they were to come out into the public, we would all be like, huh, I'm surprised about that one.
Right. Or that it matters. Like what?
Or that it matters. Yeah.
Adderall. Okay, so Adderall is kind of
I'm
kind of
not
like a reduced form of meth. You know, so
I don't know. I mean, listen. Again, and I could be totally wrong, but I think that some of those drugs are good. You know, like, I mean, if you're somebody who suffers from depression, you know, what's wrong with taking something for depression? If you suffer from anxiety, you know, and you want to pop a couple of Xanax before getting on a national televised debate, dude, have at it.
Dude,
Why?
if he takes a Xanax before this debate, he'll be asleep. They will have to wake him up from the podium. He just Xanax isn't what they're looking for. I guarantee you that.
I think the
But I hear what
point
you're saying.
is if the assumption is that Biden is not mentally fit and that he has some sort of medicine or drug that is helping him stay focused, like you mentioned Adderall,
Yeah.
then that might be a problem for the American people. So I understand what he's doing. I mean, it's a low tactic, you know, but it's Trump we're talking about. You know what's not low enough for him.
Listen, I mean, here's one thing I will say, and we could continue to make fun of these two guys, but in all seriousness, real quick, I know we make fun of politics quite a bit here on this show. Here's the thing I want you to hear, though. Decisions are made by those who show up.
Yes.
Find a way to vote. I think we're like 6 weeks away.
But educate yourself first. Do not just go into the ballot box and start checking based on letters like R or D. Find out who you really want to vote for. I went on a rant about this a few weeks ago about, you know, just encouraging people to vote for no reason. Just go vote. I think that is a terrible injustice to our system. Educate yourself.
Yeah. As you can probably hear, it's starting to rain pretty
It's pretty hard.
It's raining pretty
Again,
hard.
if our audio is not great tonight, I apologize.
It's starting to rain pretty hard.
The weather's
Yeah.
starting to hit the aluminum on the full screen quite a bit.
So yeah, I would say that this is one of the marquee professional events of the week. Like if if part of your enjoyment in an evening is sitting down and watching a game, there will be no better entertainment than Tuesday night.
Do you think though? Okay, hold on. Let me say this. So I saw last week that in Virginia, they've already started early voting. So people, before the first presidential debate has happened, people have already cast their vote.
Several
So
states.
my question is,
You got to be
How-
pretty determined at that point.
okay, how much? Let's just say one of them tanks, terrible. Okay, and the other one shines. What percentage of the population does that change the vote to? 'Cause I personally don't think that it's going to change a lot.
You don't think that the debate's going to change a lot?
I don't think the results of this debate will change how people vote.
I think you've got two camps. You've got the camp of people that are involved in politics and informed and have already decided who they're going to vote for based on experience, what they see, what they perceive could happen or will happen, the platforms these two candidates have already stood on. And then you have your uninformed people that don't want to take part. They're probably not the type that are going to vote early anyway.
Okay.
So I don't think that. I think the people that voted early are the people that are going to be committed. They already know who they're voting for, and they are, they're not going to have their mind changed by the debate.
My mind is not going to get changed by this debate. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to enjoy it, but my mind will not get changed by this debate.
Correct.
Not,
I don't think
not
I will
unless,
either.
not unless one of these two gets up and just says something so
Well,
terrible
one of
that
them
I
for
could
sure
do
is
it.
probably gonna.
Yes.
So one of them. For
There would have to be a mighty big
and we
revelation
currently
of
call
some
him
sort.
Mr. President.
Oh, listen, you're putting Joe Biden in a light that he's going to say everything right.
No, I'm just saying
it's-
that for sure. Donald is going to say something stupid.
He's going to say something controversial for certain.
Oh,
Oh,
his opening statement will be controversial.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
the rumors are he's going to go after Biden's son.
oh, come on.
Well,
There's
the story
valid
behind
reasons
his
for
son
that.
is legit.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
The
So-
reasons why he was in the position he was, I mean, that smells of
Mhm.
corruption. There is some serious corruption going on there. Not that Trump is innocent of
I was
corruption.
gonna say,
I'm just saying that there's.
let he was, not sin cast the first stone.
I'm not
Bringing
corrupt.
people's families into it.
His son.
His son brought us off into it.
Yeah.
So it's- well, listen, Trump's family's in it.
Yeah.
So they're going to get. They're
Yeah,
going to.
they all hold major positions in the White House.
If I was Biden, the first thing I'd come out with is, Mr. President, you're fired. That'd be my opening line. Hey, if you see that on Tuesday night, that you heard
You
it
want
here first.
credit. You want credit.
Yeah, I do want to give me an answer.
You're fired.
Yeah.
Are they bringing that show back? Oh no, they're bringing the Weakest Link show back.
Yes.
Weakest link. I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever seen.
You never seen the Weakest Link? You all the Weakest Link. All right.
No.
So there was
Joe.
around the same time that his show was on, there was another. Oh, you know what it was? It was similar to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. When Regis had that show,
Okay.
there was a English lady was hosting a show about Weakest Link. It was all trivia based, and now Jane Lynch is going to be hosting it. It's coming back.
Yeah. Okay.
To fill your Wednesday night
So listen, if you need
or
something to
whatever
do,
night it's going to be on.
tomorrow night you've got Monday Night Football.
And
Yes.
You've got the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Dallas
Yes.
Stars in Game 6 of the
Game
Stanley Cup
6.
Finals. Tuesday night, you have the presidential debate, which you also have the beginning of
AL.
Major League
Yep.
Baseball playoffs.
Yep.
It's going to be a good start to the week.
it's going to be a great week.
It is going to be a good week. So speaking of Major League playoffs, our Tampa Bay Rays.
Right?
Is it a great year to be a Tampa Bay sports
It
fan?
is just fantastic right now to be a fan of Tampa Bay sports. Yes.
What are we bad
Closing out the second half.
at? Apparently on the ice and on the field.
Finishing when you got a goal lead.
So the Rays go into the American League playoffs with the best record in the American League, second best record in all of baseball. The Dodgers are clearly,
They're 3 or 4 games
by
better.
all
than the Rays, yeah.
stats, are the best team in baseball.
Yeah.
They will be tough to beat. We're gonna play
In the bubble.
Toronto here.
Yep.
All games.
San Diego.
No, I believe.
No, we're going to play
Oh,
Toronto.
is it here? I'm sorry. No,
Yeah.
no, but I mean, we're going to be playing in San Diego in the bubble, yeah?
No,
Yeah,
we're going to. I think we play the first game is played in Tampa,
is played in
Okay.
and then we go to San Diego.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, assuming that we win, the
Assuming the Rays win. So
Yes.
the next round is going to be in the bubble.
So the
Yes.
Rays.
Okay.
Yes.
The Blue Jays have played the Rays well
Oh yeah.
this season.
They've definitely given
Way
the Rays
hard,
fits.
way better than they should have.
Yes.
They have played above their pay grade.
Yes. So I don't, by any means, I don't think that this first round of the first round of the playoffs could be the most difficult test that we get in the playoffs. Actually,
Yeah.
we were 6-4. They outscored us in runs scored. I think it's going to be, and it's the playoffs. You never know what's going to happen. I think when you look at the pitching matchups in a 3-game series, this team's pretty good.
Yeah, in a 3-game
Pitching
series,
wise,
I think
in a
we
3-game
come out
series.
ahead on that. Yeah, absolutely. Glass now will start.
No, I believe Snell's getting the ball in game 1.
I don't remember how they set
Yeah.
the
Okay.
rotation.
Snell is getting the ball in game 1. I think Glass now in 2, and Morton will be your game 3 starter.
3. So I'm looking at the bracket now. We've got it pulled up on Chief's computer here. And, I mean, non-Homer fan aside, I do like the Rays' chances in the first bracket. Probably getting out to play the Twins, maybe the A's. I like the A's, too, in that lower bracket. Well, and there you go. So seeding-wise, the Rays against the A's would be your ALCS. And
Yeah.
Um,
Do we have any chance of playing the Houston Astros?
yeah.
Oh, we definitely have a
there's
chance.
a chance, but
Dude, how great! Okay, you know what? It's only great if we get to whoop them, because I'm going to watch that game with a trash can.
Oh,
I'll have to
Well,
watch it on the back porch because my wife will,
if
kick
you
me out.
play
I will
those
be
guys,
beating that can.
if you play those guys in the playoffs, do you beat them in the playoffs?
Yeah, yes, that's baseball.
It
They
is.
cheated.
Man.
They cheated.
They eliminated the Rays last year
Yes,
on their way to the World Series.
almost lost to the Rays, and they cheated.
Yes.
So I am very confident in saying that if they hadn't cheated, the Rays would have advanced and not the Astros.
Yes. But if you get a chance for retribution, they haven't played in Houston this year.
No,
I know.
they didn't get a chance.
They didn't get a chance to play Houston. If the stars align, which I'm looking at this bracket, it would be
It's
It
possible.
would-
in the ALCS.
Yeah,
Not
it
likely,
it
but
would be
it's
in the
possible.
ALCS.
Yeah.
Do you beat them?
Listen, outs are precious in the postseason. Every out is matters, right? So it is very tough to give away outs like that, putting runners on base, and if you can get a guy out and you hit him instead, maybe. All right, so let's all right. This is way over looking at things, but yes, let's say you get the Astros in the NLCS or ALCS, and Carlos Correa comes up and you've lost him 3-0. Then yeah, go ahead. And hit
You're
him.
going to go ahead and throw it at his
Go
head.
ahead and hit him. If you've got the lead. Now, if you're putting him on and you're down or there's they're rallying, I can't agree with that. But I understand the sentiment of wanting to retribution on these guys, especially players like Glasnow, who they were looking at his pitches, even though he was tipping them. He's definitely got a bad taste in his mouth.
Yeah,
and would love to show them he didn't forget that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's wise. How about that way?
Okay.
How about that
Okay.
thought?
So you were sharing with me earlier today that somebody did a study on the batting averages of some key Houston Astro players.
Yeah, I wish I had it in front of me. It was
Well, just give us a synopsis.
it was essentially the past 3 years of Bregman, Springer, Correa, who else is on the team? Altuve. Their batting averages were all hovering around 300 or over, and then this year they have a significant decline. I don't think any of them are hitting over 250, and so one would be forced to attribute that to the trash can banging to alert them of what was coming. If they don't know what pitch is coming, they're clearly a lesser hitter.
I got an idea.
All right.
What if they called Joe Biden
Oh my God.
and got some of his vitamins?
His memory vitamins.
His memory vitamins. You think that would help?
Man, you are some kind of hater tonight.
Well, I said
I'm feeling pretty good after the
After
Rays
Buccaneers
win and Buccaneer win. Yeah. You know what I'm trying to think of? I've been working on this for like 2 minutes now, trying to figure it. Johnny Gomes, got it. Johnny Gomes. Is it too late to put him on the roster?
wow.
The enforcer.
You know what they
for
need?
the Houston series.
Yes, for the Houston series.
So
I mean, just out of the dugout, right away, just tear it.
Oh my! I would love it.
So my suggestion at the beginning of the season, before COVID-19 hit and we were back in spring, was that the teams playing the Astros should get a trash can and bang on the trash can prior to them pitching, because their mind is already trained
Yeah, it's like
Mm.
trigger.
to listen for that.
Right.
So that's something whoever plays them in the playoff series might be able to do. That wouldn't cost you outs or runners.
It's Rocco Baldelli's twins, by the way.
It's-
It's Rocco Baldelli.
We have an inside line there.
Yeah, we do. Let's get Rocco. Hey, by the
Yeah.
way, I made a bold
It's
prediction.
also David Martinez's Blue Jays, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I made a bold prediction prior to the start of the Major League Baseball
did.
season.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
said that at least 2 teams would make the playoffs with losing records.
Yep.
Okay.
Today,
Swami
I am correct.
Brian.
Nice.
I am correct. Your Houston Astros made it in with a losing record, and some other team in the National
Should
League.
we?
The Brewers.
Should we go over the bold predictions? I have it right inside. Should I go get it?
I remember my bold prediction.
Dude, I remember mine.
It went out the next day.
Yours was Willie Adames.
Willie Adames not have
an
an error.
error-free year.
Yeah, that was.
He did the next day. And mine was that I know for the Rays, my bold prediction was G-Man Choi would lead the team in home runs.
That didn't happen.
I think he might lead the bench in
Cheeseburgers.
home run.
He leads it in
run,
He might
cheeseburgers
have one.
cheeseburgers eaten, he wins.
Oh, absolutely. But what a great guy, though. What a
Yeah.
great guy.
I'm trying to think. Mine was, I believe mine has.
I want to go get it. I really do.
Go
All
ahead.
right, go ahead. We'll carry the show while you're away.
Yeah, it's like we do every week.
Yeah, I wish I had a good Cougar story to tell right now.
Wish I had a great Cougar story to tell. Oh man! So I'll give you some stats while he's bringing that.
Okay.
On the postseason. So I was looking at, we talked about the toughest opponent the Rays have had all season was the Blue Jays, and unfortunately we get them right out of the gate. This year, because of COVID, we played, most of our games in our division and then a couple of games against, the National League East.
Right.
Our record, arguably the American League East is the toughest toughest division in baseball year in, year out.
Okay.
Our
Absolutely.
record against the AL East this year, we won 68% of our games.
That's
That's solid,
fantastic.
right? Against the AL East. The best year we had other than that was the World Series year in 2008 when we won 60% of our games against the AL East.
So, AL East, just to clear it up, we're talking about the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Blue Jays,
And the O's.
and the O's. Yeah. So, so here we are with the three teams in the playoffs from the American League East.
Yes.
The Rays, Yankees, and Blue Jays.
And the Blue Jays.
So,
All right. MLB bold predictions posed by this crew about 10 weeks ago, right? I said that G-Man Choi would win the home run title. Way far off. We don't have his stats, do we? It might have been 3 home runs. Terrible. Terrible pitch or terrible prediction. And I said that this would be the first year that a reliever, not the first year, but a reliever would win the Cy Young. We have not gotten to postseason awards yet, so that
I can't. Nobody stands out of my mind that would be.
No. Well,
Actually, I can't think of a starting pitcher that stands out of my mind.
there's been a few. Kluber and but for Nick Anderson for the Rays definitely would be a Cy Young candidate.
Okay.
He had a great season. Anyway, Chief, you said that Adames would go error free,
I did.
and that Glasnow would win the Cy Young.
Probably not going to happen.
No.
But really, that one's not a bad. It's not really a bold prediction. That was a good prediction, but it didn't.
Oh well, that was the whole point. These were
Yeah.
things that were just outrageous that could happen. LB, you said that DeGrom and Cole would win. One of those two would win the Cy Young, and that 2 teams would with losing record would make the playoffs.
Boom.
Chief, you also predicted the Rays would sweep the Yankees in New York, which they did.
Yes.
Two bold predictions that came true.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice job, Chief.
We should just let it off. We just mention those and just stay with that.
We should have stayed with that.
But just for the record, we own up to it. We
All
say
right.
things, we put it down, we own up to it.
So some more stats we were talking
Give
about.
me 5 push. TSG says I want 5 push-ups for every wrong prediction.
All right, are these Chief push-ups?
I think
Or we love push-ups.
Last time I got called out on my push-ups, you know what happened? You know what happened? There, jaw drop, hit the floor. Where did this come from?
So, anyways, what I was talking about, Pooh, while you were out, was the Rays' record against the AL East. Then we won like 68% of our games against the AL East this season.
Yep.
Our best season ever against the AL East. Now, we didn't play as many games. We played 40 games against the AL East. Typically, you play 72.
Well, they typically play 18 games against each division opponent, and they play 10 games against each division opponent this year.
Yeah.
So 8 game fewer sample size, but they still had they had a winning record against every one.
Yeah.
I think the Orioles and the Blue Jays were the closest to giving them fits.
Yeah, we beat Boston 7
Like
out of
a
10
drum.
try.
Just
7
like
out
a
of 10
drum.
try.
Just say that.
And the Yankees.
Like a drum, Boston fans.
And 8 out of 10 against the Yankees. We played Baltimore and Toronto, both 6-4. Baltimore.
Yeah, and that should have been more lopsided than it was.
Yeah.
But it wasn't for whatever reason.
So, typically we run about 57% average winning percentage against the league. And I think I said on this show that my strategy for the Rays of the winning formula would be you've got to go 500 on the road and you got to win the home series. all of the home series. And I don't know that happened, but we certainly went more than 500 on the road.
What do you got there? We're looking at
So these are the current Cy Young contenders. Yeah. So it looks like Bieber is a
for the
heavy
Indians.
favorite. Yeah. And then it talks more about Bieber.
I said Kluber, didn't I? Kluber used to be with the Indians. That's who I was thinking of was Bieber, but I said Kluber.
Bieber, as in the Justin Bieber?
No, he gets mad if you call him Justin Bieber, apparently.
I can see why.
Like punch you in the face.
Shane Bieber is who he's talking about. So
I can see why.
And who else they have there?
Kenta,
and then
Lance Lynn from the Rangers, and I don't know who that is.
Ryu from the Blue Jays. Ryu was tough. He was their opening day starter. The Rays saw him opening day.
Yep.
I know who he is. I
Of
just
course,
can't say his name.
Oh.
He and
Hyun Roon. Yes.
Yeah.
The Blue Jays starter.
The Blue Jays starter. One of the Blue Jays starters.
He's their ace.
That guy.
So pretty cool week last week for us in terms of being Tampa Bay sports fans. Pretty great week coming up this week.
Yes.
I'm excited, man.
Yes.
This is legendary. I'm trying to get my kids involved and
Yeah,
show
that's
them.
Never going to happen in my
No,
house.
start with t-shirts. You need to start with t-shirts.
As far as watching,
Yeah, take them out, buy them t-shirts, and then tell them, hey, by the way, Tuesday we're wearing these.
well,
This is our
both my
these are-
daughters are
these
interested in
some
hockey.
shirts. Get 'em-
My middle school daughter, she tells me every night, she's like, let me know when hockey is on.
Yeah.
She loves watching it. She likes the action. Matter of fact, Friday night or maybe last night, I flipped over to the Rays game during one of the intermissions, and she's like, "Oh, baseball's so boring." I'm like, I know it's not as exciting as hockey, but it's still important.
I mean, listen, there are times that I'm like, this thing ever going to just drag it out.
It can. That's what your phone's for.
Yeah.
Right?
What did we do on the toilet before phones?
Read the back of
They
toilet paper.
had those books, like joke books or
I
or
had
magazines.
magazines.
Yeah.
Remember magazines?
Yeah, I remember magazines.
Remember when Sports Illustrated was a thing? It was
Do they
important.
even print that anymore?
I think they do. I think ESPN ceased their magazine production.
Okay.
But I remember whatever it was 20 years ago, whenever that was a big rivalry. Like ESPN never had a sports magazine,
And then they came out with
released
one.
their magazine. It was bigger. It was more colorful. It was like a big thing.
Yeah.
Because Sports Illustrated was always from a photographer's perspective, it was always like the thing to get involved and be a photographer for Sports Illustrated.
Well, I
and
think,
to have your image on the cover
well, I
or
think
in the
one of the
story.
differences too is Sports Illustrated was a weekly magazine.
Yeah.
And I think ESPN was
Was
a
a
monthly
monthly,
magazine.
right.
It's got to be. I mean, today with being able to get all of the sports news and everything that you could ever
Instantly.
want instantly from this mobile device. I don't see how a weekly magazine about sports is.
There was
I mean, all of the sports that you need to get in a given week, you can get right here at 7:00 on a Sunday night.
That's absolutely right. There was a sports page I follow on one of the social sites that posted a old video from This Week in Baseball, which came on Saturday mornings, I believe, at least in my neck of the woods. It came on Saturday mornings. I loved watching that, and it would give you a complete rundown of what happened during the week of baseball. And the moderator's voice, I can hear in my head. I don't know his name. Forgive me. But it was just iconic. You heard that, and you knew you were about to see the best. You were going to see highlights. You were going to see bloopers. But that's how you got. There was no ESPN Sports Center. There was no MLB Network. There definitely wasn't. Social media, Twitter, Facebook to search that stuff. There was no MLB app where you could watch highlights. You had to, if you didn't live in that market and see that game, you had to wait till Saturday morning to see it.
I mean, let's take that a step further, and I would tell you that shows like Sports Center are almost quickly becoming irrelevant too.
ESPN's irrelevant
because I can get all the sports highlights I'm looking for on my mobile device before I even get out of bed. I mean, it's like that's one of the things I do in the morning, Cliff, while I'm getting ready for boot camp. Yeah, I can watch every home run the Rays hit the night before in about 30 seconds. I don't have to sit through an hour of Sports Center.
If you didn't watch it already. A lot of times they just send it to you. Check out so-and-so's. I think someone hit almost a 500-foot home run last night or the night before, and I got I don't know how many updates on my phone from the MLB app, from ESPN app, and all the other apps I follow.
That's a long ways, by the way.
What the five? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't remember who hit it.
Yeah, it wasn't G-Man Choi.
It was not G-Man Troy. He is out on the IL for some reason.
Not G-Man Troy.
All right, we are at 60 minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, before we go, I have a thought for the week. Just something to think about.
Let's hear it.
And that said, Tom Brady has been playing football so long, he won his first Super Bowl in standard definition.
Oh, gosh.
Wow. That was 0-1, right after the attacks. I remember that, right? They came out, they played the Rams.
Yeah, that's probably right.
We watched that game. I remember watching that game at your house.
Yeah.
That was
–
I won a bunch of money on that game
Oh,
because
man.
everybody put money on the Rams. I was the only one that said the Patriots would win.
Wow.
And it was pretty much just everyone else is going with the Rams. I'm going with the Patriots.
But you know what I remember about that day is that first of all we had to bring TVs to the house.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
we had and they were not the little one.
The paper thin
they're
LCD
so
LEDs.
big and so heavy. And we sat them up, and don't forget the Halo game beforehand.
Yes.
That was back in the day, man. Oh, those were good days.
All right, so that is going to be it for us tonight. Thank you if you've lasted this long. Thank you so much. You're a true fan. We really appreciate that. No, something flashing. Sorry. We are excited about this week. It's an exciting time in Tampa Bay sports history. I don't ever want to forget this.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're documenting it with this live show and this
that's true.
venture we're on. We'd like to keep continuing to do this. So if you want to help us do that, if you want to get behind and support us from a grassroots perspective, the biggest thing you can do for us right now is subscribe to our YouTube channel. We need subscribers in the worst way to keep progressing on this path that we're on. We are 28 weeks in, 27 weeks in.
Wow.
We should lead with that, by the way.
Subscribing.
Yeah, or at least bring it up like halfway through.
It's probably a good idea. But, we're not good at this YouTube thing yet.
We need a producer.
We
Who wants to pick our show up?
need a producer. But we're going to leave you with that. We hope you have a great week. We're excited about this week. I hope you get excited with us. Wherever you are, whatever you do, try not to suck. We'll see you next week.
Good night.
Night.